Hello guys, sa video na ito, ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano gagawa ng frequency distribution sa data gathering natin. So, organize data in frequency distribution table. So, paano nga ba tayo mag-organize ng data sa frequency distribution table? So, ano nga ba itong frequency distribution? So, let's define the frequency distribution. Frequency distribution is a way of presenting and organizing the data collected in tabular form using classes and frequencies. So after ninyo mag-collect ng data, mag-proceed na tayo sa frequency distribution para ma-organize natin ang data na na-collect natin. So meron tayong mga different ways on how to collect the data. And frequency distribution is the most convenient method of organizing data is to construct a frequency distribution in order to describe situations, draw conclusions, or make inferences about events. The researcher must organize the data in some meaningful ways. So mas madali kasi yung na-collect natin na data ay nagawa natin ng frequency distribution table para mas madali natin ma-describe, ma-interpret ang data na na-collect natin. So we have two ways of frequency distribution. So ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng dalawa? So meron tayong ungroup frequency distribution and group frequency distribution. So isa-isahin natin ito. So ano nga ba itong ungroup frequency distribution? So it classifies a given data set. Usually n is less than or equal to 30. So yung sample natin is mas mababa sa 30 or equal to 30 under a specific category or class. Sa group frequency distribution naman, having an interval or ratio, level data, and beyond a sample size of 30. So yung sample size natin sa group frequency distribution ay 30 or 30 above na siya. So, sa ungroup frequency distribution, frequencies of each data is treated as individual data points or as discrete data. So, isa-isa, individual na siya. So, pag sinabi natin discrete data, discrete, it can be measured and also it can be counted. In a group frequency distribution, frequencies of each data points are clustered in a specific class interval. Kaya nga tinatawag siyang group frequency distribution. It's because marami na tayong data is by cluster na siya doon sa by class interval. So naka-clustered siya. Example. So dito sa ungroup frequency distribution, yung category dito is ages. So mayroong age dito na 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11. So dito is ina-treat natin siya as individual. So as individual ito. So example, bibilangin natin yung data kung ilan yung ilan yung 17 years old, ilan yung 16. So yan yung ilalagay natin dito sa tally at saka sa frequency. While dito sa group frequency distribution, naka-cluster siya by class interval. So naka-cluster is or naka-group na siya. So, sa class interval from 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, so meron siyang 5 class interval. So, naka-class interval siya into 5 and naka-group siya. So, example, sa ungroup frequency distribution, so 25 dengue cases, patients were given a blood test to determine their blood type. So, the data set is as follows. So, ito yung mga blood type ng mga 25 dengue patients. So, bibilangin natin ngayon kung ilan yung A, ilan yung blood type na B, ilan yung O, and AB. So, marami tayong ways o depende na sa inyo kung paano ninyo siya i-bibilangin. So, pwede na isa-isahin muna A, O, B, A, AB, or pwede na yung A is bibilangin lahat kung ilan yung A para magtali at baka mabilangan natin for frequency. So for A, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meron tayong 5. So sa tali, tatali natin kung 5 sila. Then sa frequency, doon na natin ilagay ang number na 5. Sa B naman, So we have, sa B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 na blood type na B. Sa O naman, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So meron tayong 9 sa O, at sa AB is 1, 2, 3, 4. So meron tayong 4. And the total sample N is the sample. So we have 25. So sabihin 25 dapat lahat kasi 25 patients ito. So dapat yung total natin is also 25 yung sample. Take note na yung N, letter N na maliit is ito yung sample. So sa group data, group frequency distribution, so meron tayong tinatawag na lower class limit. Lower class limit is the smallest data value that can be included in the class. So pag sinabi natin smallest data, ito yung pinakamaliit na data, no, nakasama doon sa class. Next is upper class limit, the larger data value that can be included in the class. So larger data or yung pinakamalaki, yung malaking data na kasama doon sa class. And meron din tayong class boundaries are used to separate the classes so that there are no gaps in the frequency distribution. So meron tayong class boundaries para makikita natin yung boundary niya na dapat wala siyang gap, para kung mag-graph tayo sa frequency distribution is wala siyang gap. Then meron din tayong class mark. So class mark is the midpoint of the classes. Ito yung hinahanap natin yung average. So lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Then the class width. The class width is the difference between two consecutive lower class limits. So ito yung class width. So example, so meron tayong class interval 70 to 74, 75 to 79, 80 to 84, 85 to 89, 90 to 94, 95 to 99. So lower class limit. So itong mga nasa left side natin, no? Itong left side na number, ito yung tinatawag natin na lower class limit. And ito namang nasa right side, ito yung mga upper class limit. So sa lower class limit, mag-minus tayo ng 0.5 para sa ating class boundaries, no? Mag-minus tayo ng 0.5 sa lower class limit. Sa upper class limit naman is mag-add tayo ng 0.5. So 99 plus 0.5 is 99.5. So lahat ng dito sa lower class limit is mag-minus tayo ng 0.5, at dito naman lahat ng mga nasa upper class limit is mag-add tayo ng 0.5. Now, paano naman itong class mark? So, ang class mark is lower limit plus upper limit. So, kung titingnan natin yung lower limit natin dito is 70. Yung upper limit natin dito is 74. So, 70 plus 74 divided by 2. 70 plus 74 is 144. Divided by 2 is 72. So, another way of finding the class mark is i-ano natin lahat yung mga number 75 to 79. Kung saan yung center nila, yung sa gitna, yan yung class mark natin. So, kung titingnan natin dito sa table, no, yung class boundaries natin is ito yun siya, 89.5 to 89.5. So, yan yung mga boundaries nila. So, wala silang gap. So, titingnan natin dito sa class boundary, no? Sa class boundaries is 84.85 to 89.85. Itong 85 is belong po siya, no? Nasa sa loob. Hanggang ang 89 din is nasa loob pa siya ng 89.5. Kaya ito yung mga boundaries niya. 89.5, dito naman sa taas is 89.5. Yan. So wala silang gap. Example, construct a frequency distribution table given the set of data using 6 classes. So scores of 40 students in math assessment test. So ito yung mga scores ng mga 40 students. So step 1, find the range. Ang range natin is highest number minus lowest number. So hahanapin natin dito sa data kung saan yung highest number. So yung highest number natin is 99 and yung lowest number natin is 70. So 99 minus 70 is equal to 29. So meron na tayong range na 29. Step 2, decide on the number of classes. So since given na dito, binigay na ni teacher yung number of classes na 6. So hindi na tayo maghahanap ng hindi na tayo maghanap ng classes kung ilan yung class na gagawin natin. Pero pag hindi binigay yung classes, so mayroon tayong formula na 2 raised to the power of k is greater than n, where k is the unknown number, n is the total number of correspondent. Step 3, find the class width. So divide the range by the number of classes. So yung class width natin is range divided by number of classes. So meron na tayong range na 29 and the number of classes is 6. 29 divided by 6 is 4.833. No? So, meron pa siyang ellipsis, so ibig sabihin meron pa siyang kadugtong na mga 3. So since 4.8, we are going to round up the number kasi whole number yung kukunin natin. So that is 5. Step 4, add the class width to the starting point to get the second lower class limit. Then, enter the upper class limit. So, step 4 and 5 natin is ito na yung gagawin natin kapag gagawa na tayo ng table. Madagdag na itong steps na ito kapag meron na tayong table. Step 5 represents each score by a tally and count the total frequency of each class. So, ito na yung table natin. So, meron tayong number of classes na 6 and yung class width natin kanina is 5. So, saan tayo mag-start? So, mag-start tayo sa kung ano yung pinakamaliit na number, doon din tayo mag-start, no, 70. Then, since yung class width natin is 5, so from 70 to, so mag-add tayo ng 5 para sa lower class limit. 70 plus 5 is 75, 75 plus 5 is 80, 80 plus 5 is 85, 85 plus 5 is 90, and 90 plus 95 is 90 plus 5 is 95. Then, from 70, mag-add din tayo ng 5 para sa upper class limit. So, 70, kasali na yung 70, 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. Then, mag-add din tayo ng 5 from 74. 74 plus 5 is 79, plus 5, 84, plus 5, 89, plus 5, 94, plus 5, 99. Then, magtatali na tayo ngayon. So, ilan kaya yung mga score, no? So, dito is isa-isahin natin. Mag-start tayo sa 81. No? 81. So, dyan siya. Tali natin. Next is 85, 94, 85, 76, 98, 75, 78, 83, 82, 86, 85, 81, 82, 87, 80, 89, 99, 82, 72, 83, 91, 87, 72, 70, 82, 80, 71, 90, 83, 81, 79, 87, 73, 90, 89, 96, 88, 91, and 74. So sa frequency, from 95 to 99 na scores is may tatlo ang nakakuha. Then, from scores 90 to 94, mayroong 5. 85 to 89 is meron tayong 10. 80 to 84 is 12. 75 to 79 is 4. And 70 to 74 na scores ay merong 5. So, the total sample is 40. So, dapat nag-total yung 40 natin sa frequency at saka yung number of scores of the students. Next, the class boundary. Hanapin natin itong class boundary. So, class boundary is mag-minus tayo ng 0.5 dito sa lower class limit at mag-add tayo ng 0.5 dito sa upper class limit. So, 70 minus 0.5 is 69.5. Then 74 plus 0.5 is 74.5. Next, 75 minus 0.5 is 74.5. Then 79 plus 0.5 is 79.5. Next, 80 minus 0.5 is 79.5. 84 plus 0.5 is 84.5. Next, 85 minus 0.5 is 84.5. Minus 89 plus 0.5 is 89.5. 90 minus 0.5 is 89.5. 94 plus 0.5 is 94.5. And 95 minus 0.5 is 94.5. And 99 plus 0.5 is 99.5. Sa class mark natin, so sa class mark is i-add natin ang lower class limit and upper class limit divided by 2. So we have 70 plus 74 divided by 2. So 144 divided by 2 is 72. So 72 yung class mark from 70 to 74. 77 yung class mark natin from 75 to 79. 80 from 80 to 84 yung class mark natin is 82. Then from 85 to 89 yung class mark natin is 87. From 90 to 94 yung class mark natin is 92. And from 95 to 99 yung class mark natin is 97. Example number 2, construct a frequency distribution table given the set of data. So, ages of people visited Bohol. So, ito yung mga ages of people visiting Bohol. So, 41, 44, 34, 54, and so on and so forth. So, step 1, find the range. So, range is highest number minus lowest number. So, yung highest number natin dito, highest ages is 63. At yung pinakabata is 14. So, 63 minus 14 is equal to 49. Step 2, decide on the number of classes. So, since kanina is binigay na yung number of classes, dito is hindi na binigay. So, we are going to decide. So, we have the formula 2 raised to the power of k is greater than n. So, gagawa tayo ng table. Mayroon tayong k, then 2k, 2 raised to the power of k and greater than 30. So, hanapin natin dito kung saan dyan ang value ng k na greater than 30 para yun yung gagamitin natin for class number of classes. So, for case 1, that is 2. For case 2 is 4. So, 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. And for the case 3, 2 raised to the power of 3 is 8. For 4, 2 raised to the power of 4 is 16. 2 2 raised to the power of 5 is 32 and 2 raised to the power of 6 is 64. So paano yan kinuha yung ganyan? So 2 squared is 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 cubed, 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So ito sa 2 raised to the power of 4 is apat na beses natin i-multiply ang 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 and so on and so forth. So titingnan natin dito, saan ba dito yung greater than 30? So titingnan natin is ito yung greater than 30 natin. So meaning ang gagamitin natin dito na number of classes is 5. Ito yung 5 gagamitin natin. So step 3, find the class width. So divide the range by the number of classes. So meron na tayong range na 49 and number of classes na 5. So 49 divided by 5 is 9.8. Then round up, 9.8 becomes 10. So dito na tayo. So since kanina yung pinaka bata or lowest number is 14, so mag-start tayo sa 14. Then, yung number of classes natin is 5. Then, 5 lang dapat ito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 lang dapat. Then, class width is 10. So, from 14, mag-add tayo ng 10. So, 14 plus 10 is 24 plus 10 is 34 plus 10, 44 plus 10 and is 54. So, from sa lower class limit natin is nag-start sa 14 hanggang 54. Then, para sa upper class limit naman natin, sa class interval, yung sa 14, mag-add tayo ng 10 para sa first. So, 14 plus 10 is 23. So, from nag-start tayo sa 14. So, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, 23, mag-add tayo ng 10 is 33, plus 10 is 43, plus 10 is 53, plus 10 is 63. Then, itatali natin ngayon kung ilan yung ages from 54 to 63, 44 to 53, 34 to 43, 24 to 33, and 14 to 23. So, isa-isahin natin. So, 41, 44, 34, 54, 52, 63, 74, 39, So, ayan. So, natali na natin. So, kailangan talaga na lagyan natin ng marka itong pagtali natin para hindi tayo malito. So, 54, ages 54 to 63 is merong 5. 44 to 53, merong tayong 4. 34 to 43 is 8. 24 to 33 is 8. And 14 to 23 is 8. So, total sample is 30. So, 30 sila lahat. Next, the class boundaries. So, sa class boundaries natin is from the lower class limit, mag-minus tayo ng 0.5 at saka sa upper class limit is mag-add tayo ng 0.5. So, 14 minus 0.5 is 13.5. 23 plus 0.5 is 23.5. Then, 24 minus 0.5 is 23.5. 33 plus 0.5 is 33.5. 34 minus 0.5 is 33.5. And 43 plus 0.5 is 43.5. So, ganyan lang ang gagawin natin. No? Then, sa class mark is, i-add natin yung lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So, 14 plus 23 divided by 2 is 37, divided by 2 is 18.5. Yan, so 18.5. So yan ang gagawin natin. We have 28.5, 38.5, 48.5, and 58.5. So yan yun. So, 24 plus 33 divided by 2 is 28.5. 34 plus 43 divided by 2 is 38.5. 44 plus 53 divided by 2 is 48.5. 54 plus 63 divided by 2 is 58.5. So yan yung group frequency distribution natin na table.